The square root of, say, 25 is the number which, when squared, gives 25. And this is 5, because 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. Therefore, 5 is the square root of 25. We can write the square root of 25 as you see here, and this symbol means the square root. Therefore, this means the square root of 16. Now, 4 times 4 is 16. Therefore, the square root of 16 is equal to 4. The square root of 100 equals 10, because 10 times 10 equals 100. The square root of 49 equals 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. The square root of 64 is 8, because 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64. The square root of 36 is 6, because 6 squared, i.e. 6 times 6, is equal to 36. If we consider all of the examples to date, we can see the square root of 25 was 5, the square root of 16 was 4, the square root of 100 was 10. In other words, the results we got from taking the square roots were whole numbers, i.e. numbers without fractional bits, and integers. If we take the square root of 49, we can see it's 7, another integer, another whole number. The square root of 64, 8. The square root of 36, 6. Now, not all square roots give us whole numbers, and we're going to have a look at one of those now. The square root of 2 is approximately 1.414. Now, if you take 1.414 and square it, you should get the 2, because remember what the definition was. You actually find the square root by looking for a number that, when squared, gives you the number inside the square root. Now, when you multiply 1.414 by 1.414, you don't quite get 2. Now, that's because this number is an approximation to the actual square root of 2. And in fact, there would be many decimal points here, and in fact, they go on forever. But that's a conversation for another time. But what we can say about the square root of 2 is that it's approximately 1.414. So when we take square roots, we don't always find that they give us whole numbers. But I think your responsibility is to learn the square roots, such as the square root of 25, the square root of 49, 36, and so on. Remember as many as you can up to 100. And numbers that do not have whole numbers or integers as the result, well, you can use calculators to find them. Or what you can do, when you know you cannot get a whole number as the result, or more accurately, the result is an irrational number, you can leave the answer in this form, the square root of 2. And this introduces a notion of surds, which we'll be looking at later in the playlist. Check out the supporting website for these videos, and also consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and get an automatic update every time I upload a new video. Also consider subscribing to the Google Plus circle that relates to these videos.